really struggle with delegation, and because of that, they struggle to scale their business. Welcome to the Be the CEO of Your Life live show. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I'm Yvonne Dam of Amaze Yourself. Here we make business growth easier. I share strategies and insights to help you increase your revenue, get more clients, and set up your operations to scale. Plus, you'll hear from industry experts who reveal how they scaled their business. Get ready to work smart, earn more, and live better. So today I'm going to talk to you about a topic that many struggle with. And actually today in a coaching call, it came up again. The art of delegation, or why you should stop micromanaging and start leading if you're delegating at all, that is. So micromanagement. What do I mean by that? It means that you're actually on top of what your employee or your contractor is doing for you constantly, but it also means that you struggle to let go and that you're not actually helping them to do what they are hired to do by you. And it creates bottlenecks and slows down business growth. Why? Because when you are micromanaging, it means even though you're having someone there, you're paying them. They're sitting there wanting to do the task, but you are micromanaging, hovering above them, and constantly checking in to make sure that they're doing what they are meant to be doing. And you are wasting a lot of your precious time. But the worst thing is you're wasting their time, you're wasting their inspiration. You're actually really making a bottleneck in your business that shouldn't be there. So there are some hidden fears behind micromanagement, right? It's loss of control. That is a big one. But it's also the fear of mistakes and perfectionism. I don't know which one you hit, but maybe you hit all three, right? So hidden fears should come up, okay? So what is it that's holding you back from just delegating and leave it with the other to figure it out? Are you afraid of losing control? Are you afraid they are making mistakes? Or are you a perfectionist and can it only be done in one way? I'm going to address all three. If you are afraid of losing control, that tells me that right now you haven't set it up correctly for your employee or your contractor, meaning you haven't put in place the processes, the standard operating procedures, the KPIs. You haven't done the groundwork. And yes, you may think, oh my God, that's going to take so long. So then do it with them, or better yet, have them do it while you tell them how to do it. Because in that way, they can immediately ask questions if something is unclear. So there should not be a losing of control, because you are in control by telling them what to do and how to do it and when to do it, okay? That means you just need to set everything up so they know what, how, and when, okay? The other fear behind micromanaging is the fear of mistake. If they screw up, it's my client and it's a bad rep for me. You can mitigate that risk by making sure that whatever goes to the client always goes past you. If you ever wonder why what comes to you is actually sloppy and is actually not doing great and is actually always meaning you have to do more work, you have to go to the drawing table. You have to make sure that they either understand their assignment better, that they know what is truly expected of them, or you need to accept their creative freedom. And if you can't, then you need to be more specific of what you are expecting, okay? So they won't make mistakes as soon as you have the final say before it goes out. But if the final say is always making them rework again and again and again, you're not doing it right and you need to up your game. Now, the last thing is, which is kind of for me encompassing all three, loss of control, fear of mistakes, is perfectionism. If you want it perfect, meaning if you want it exactly like how you would do it, that's great, but you will never scale. You will never grow your business. You will always be the sole entrepreneur doing everything all day, every day. So, what is it you're choosing? Perfectionism or opening up to more experiences while you actually allow others to help you to do the work? Guess what? If you feel that you are the only person who can do the work for their people, then what you should do is you should hire someone to take over your role, lead the company, get in the clients, and let you do what you do best, being creative. You have two options. And if you don't want that because it's your company, then let go of the perfectionism and make sure people understand what you want from them and how you want it and when you want it. Okay? Basically, you need a mindset shift from a doer to a leader. If you want to be a leader, behave like one. And trust me, a true leader is not a micromanager. A true leader is someone who can set out a vision so clearly, so compelling, so passionately that everyone who works for them wants to follow them and wants to make sure that what they're doing is up to the standard of that person. Okay? So the second thing you can do if you want to master the art of delegation is doing it right, because that's the key to scaling. And there's a difference between offloading tasks and true delegation. What do I mean by that? Well, it is very tempting, especially when you're busy, to just throw a bunch of tasks over the, over to the other side and tell them, you do this and I'm too busy, and then you go on. That is not delegation. It's not inspiring, it's not motivating, it is actually not stimulating, especially not when you're also micromanaging on top of. When you are truly delegating, you sit down with that person. Yes, you invest more time in the beginning, so it takes less time during the process and it takes less time at the end of the process. Sorry, you really sit down with them, you tell them your vision, how you want it, what you want them to do, and what makes this a go, no go. You can even set KPIs for them. So you need to be very specific and you need to choose what you want to delegate and who you delegate it to. And this is where there is often a problem, okay? I often hear, they don't get me. That might be true, but how well have you vetted them before you hire them? If they need to be creative, have you looked at their creative work? Have you asked them to do some draft samples so you can actually see whether it is aligned? Have you started with giving them a very clear outline about what it is you're looking for to only see what is happening? Preferably something that you have done and that they should do, so you can compare and you can also tell them what it is you need. And maybe they can even give you feedback as how they did understand your words or what they were missing. I'm not saying that everybody is capable of doing the work you're looking for, but you really need to make sure that the people that you hire are skilled, have what it takes to do the job that you want, and have the right personality that you need for them to work well with you. And that last item, have the right personality, is what many agency owners forget when they go out hiring someone. They're so focused on the creative part. They're so looking for, this is what they need to do, and this is what they need to understand. These are the programs they need to work with. These are the applications, blah, 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 which is all true, right? But at the end of the day, if you find someone, a despicable person, because they are always late, they are never listening, or what have you, then don't work with them. Look for the personality amongst their skills, because at the end of the day, many skills are teachable, many skills are transferable, but a personality is not going to change because someone works for you. Okay? So what you also need to make sure of that you do is you need to set clear expectations and success criteria without hovering. So what I mean is, I already alluded on it quickly, setting up someone for success by telling them, this is what I expect, and this is how it's going to look like in my eyes. Okay, so it's KPIs, it's really making a very clear picture so they can do it right according to your standards. Okay, so the third thing you need to think about when you want to master the art of delegation and stop micromanaging is you need to make sure that there's a balance between trusting, accountability, and performance. And what I mean by that is, when you trust your team, you don't lose control if you set it up well. So I already alluded on having to set the parameters at the start of working together. You need to be crystal clear what it is you are expecting and how you are expecting the outcome. You need to give them parameters, you need to give them the vision and everything. And then you need to trust them to do it well. You need to give them the freedom to work on it without you diving in and constantly checking in. Because ask yourself how you like to work. Do you like people constantly checking in on you, asking you how you're doing and how you're doing it and when it will be ready, even though you set a deadline? You hate that, right? You hate it when your clients do that. You hate it when someone you used to work for did it, so you still hate it. It is the same for them. Because you've set everything up well, and because you are holding them accountable, you can let go of the micromanagement. And what I mean by holding them accountable is, once you've set out everything that you want them to do, you will ask them to reframe what you just told them that you want them to do, right? You will ask them how they will deliver it to you, when they will deliver it to you, and what their success criteria are. Because that is what you will hold them accountable to. And holding accountable is really saying, this is what you said you would do. Where is it? Show me. Okay. There's a difference between micromanaging and holding someone accountable, because if you hold someone accountable, you really put the trust in them. You say, I'm trusting you to do it. You just need to show me when it's done. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that you should pull back completely when you set out someone to work on an assignment, right? Because there might be questions, because you might want to check in to tell your clients about the progress, because you need to make sure that the work is done right. But you can do that through regular check-ins that you agree upon. You can do that through systems without you constantly having the oversight, or without you constantly hovering, or without you constantly checking in. There are multiple ways you can do that. And yes, I would agree on milestones, specific moments in time during the process that you know that they are working on the next step that is critical for you to check in, or to have them log into a system so you can actually see what's happening. Okay. Now, this next step is what I really, really love, is that you are going from a manager to a leader, and it will definitely free you up for growth. So what do I mean by that? From a manager to a leader. So I don't know whether you worked in a corporate. I did for many years, and I can tell you some managers I worked for, they were less nice, let me put it mildly. And some were true leaders, very inspiring, very motivational, and they brought me further. Managers are always a bit fearful. Managers are always like worried that something's going to happen to them because of me. So they never instill that motivation. They never instill that inspiration because they don't share the vision. They don't share that you are part of something bigger. They only are very narrow-minded and only worried about what's happening in their small bubble. Whereas a leader is a true leader, sees a vision, sees how the person working for them is part of that vision, stimulates them, motivates them, but make sure they are equipped to do their work right, okay? So you really need to make sure that you set yourself up as a leader so you can actually let the management qualities or the management inequalities behind you. And that's what I mean when we're talking about micromanaging. That's truly the small manager's mentality, whereas you should be a leader. Because when you are a leader, you are focusing on strategic. You are focusing on the long-term vision. You are focusing on the high impact decisions. That is your main responsibility. With that, you are driving the growth of your agency. When you are only focusing on the tactical, on the here and now, on what needs to happen, guess what? It is limiting your perspective. You're not stepping into that next level. You're keeping everything close to your vest, even the people working for you, by micromanaging. You want to grow. You want to have more people working for you. You want to scale up your agency. You want to level up. But that starts with yourself leveling up, becoming the leader, and stepping into leadership tasks, which is strategy, vision, high impact decisions, which means that for all the actual work having to be done, you need someone you can trust, hold accountable, and let them perform, okay? So when you truly have moved from micromanaging to leading, you will know that you have a team that you can trust. You will know that once you make a promise to a client, you will deliver upon it. And you will know because you get to see your company grow quicker than ever before, because guess what? You have someone who's got your back and you are holding their back as well. Some of the things I wanted to share with you today. Well, there's a whole lot more to unpack here, but I will keep it short today because I know everybody is busy growing their business, and I just want to make sure that we talk about the important things and definitely stop micromanaging and start really, really leading your company to the next level. So thank you for being here with me today and joining the Be the CEO of Your Life live show. We specializing in helping agency owners get more clients by improving their current client acquisition channels, introducing new client acquisition channels, and setting up your operations and your team for growth. If you're an agency owner looking to increase your revenue and get more clients, let's connect here on this platform, because I would love to help you. See you